Hi, this is Jim Frainer, Executive Director of the Montrose Bible Conference. 3 years ago, we were on this spot to tell you about this exciting opportunity of acquiring this property and house. Lord willing, and with His help, we were able to do that, and your help as you supplied funds. We're so thankful. And I wanted to take just a moment to give you an update on how we've been using the property and tell you about another exciting opportunity that's come our way. Well, this summer, the first thing to take place here was the marriage of two of our staff members right here in the lawn of the house. What a neat way to kick off the use of the house. A new beginning symbolized. And then our busiest week of the summer, we ended up with 270 guests here for a whole week. And we were able to put the house in use for the very first time. We literally had every room of every place in this facility used for God's glory. Well, we want to tell you a little bit more about how we use the property. So why don't you take a walk with me as we go to the back of the property. We're so thankful to be able to acquire this property for three primary reasons. Number one, if you recall, that road down there is our main entrance into our youth facilities and youth camp, and that was a shared driveway. Well, now we have full control over it and don't have to worry about not having to be able to use our own driveway to get into our property. Secondly, this field was a second deeded parcel of property, 1.1 acres, and now thankfully, not only do we have control of that and no development can happen there, but look at the fields behind me. Kids were able to play out here this summer and utilize it, and we finally have some flat space here at the Montrose Bible Conference, of which we're thankful. And then thirdly, even though we weren't looking for the house, we were able to pick it up and use that for guests as well. So it's been a tremendous blessing. But to continue this story, I need to go down to our Locust Grove campus. So why don't you join me as we go along and see what's happening there and hear about this exciting opportunity. At Lily Hill Inn, and I need to give you a little bit of history. About 15 years ago, we tried to identify some parcels of property that were in close proximity to us that could hamper or hinder ministry depending who owned those properties at the time. One of those properties we just came from, where the new house is and the property, we identified that one. Then by Lily Hill Inn, we realized there were two houses in really close proximity to us. So let me just show you. For example, Lily Hill Inn is right there. The apples on this tree actually belong to our neighbor. And there were times when people would come down and drive out into the neighbor's yard and just park there. Now the neighbors lived there since 1960 and was actually extraordinarily gracious. It was Fred and Dottie Lewis, who helped tend the gardens in retirement years and was such a blessing here to the conference. Well, to bless the conference, they decided to give their house when they moved down south to be closer to children. And we inherited the house right behind us here. And we're so thankful again because it was in close proximity. And even though we try to be good neighbors, it's just reality that people at 11 o'clock coming back to their room aren't always quiet. My house, which is one down, I can sometimes hear them inside the house. But in God's provision, the Lewises donated their house to us, for which we're eternally grateful. Now here we are with this new special opportunity, and that involves a third house. Because you see, at the same time these lots were sold off in the 1960s, this one that we're staying on was also sold off. But when we went to build Lily Hill Inn in 1976, there was no property to do it. So we bought back a portion of this property, which we found right here. And it's been a blessing to have this new building and facility, which have housed so many people over the years. But now the house behind us is up for sale, and it's less than 60 feet away. Let me show you how close it is, and then talk about this exciting opportunity that exists for us at the Montrose Bible Conference. So as we walk off Lily Hill Inn, I only have probably about 15 feet to the border of the neighbor's property. And then from there, it's only about 40 feet down to the house, so less than 60 feet away we find a house here. Now you might ask, again, what's all the purposes behind it? Well, number one, the proximity thing is really important. We don't want to be noisy to them, nor could it be problematic if somebody moved there that was not friendly to us. Number two, we have staff that live in apartments in Dryer Lodge and Torrey Home. If we can move our staff to houses on the perimeter, it frees up room that we can put guests in, which is a big help as we have larger groups. Because one of the saddest things that has happened over the years are groups that outgrow us because they get too big. This will give us a few more rooms as well. So we're asking you to do a couple of things. Number one, would you pray again for this extraordinary opportunity that's come our way? And if the Lord puts it on your heart, would you give and have a part in the ongoing ministry of the Montrose Bible Conference? Thank you so much, and God bless you.